Welcome to the first episode of Two Men in a Delorean. Mandalorian After Show where me and my co-host Josh are going to talk about all things Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1, The Marshal.
The Marshal.
Marshall Erickson.
What's his name? Brian Marshall? Brett Marshall? Brad Marshall? Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall, yes.
Former NFL wide receiver, Brandon Marshall. We're going to be discussing him.
Best. Yeah. Is that actually we're just going to do the entire, first episode of this.
The first season of his career.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to cover in this episode here. Just no Mandalorian.
Yeah.
We thought it was a fun segue
actually,
to get into the career of Brandon Marshall.
The second season of his career.
Yeah, the second season.
It's the second season. Yeah, so episode 1 in the second season of Brandon Marshall's career, the first game,
which is against Philly, I think. Yeah.
Let me double check that. But he recently appeared on the U.S. show First Things First, where they discuss football, basketball, and a myriad of other shows.
That's fun.
Okay, so second season was with Denver.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can find a game log here. We can go through the first game and kind of talk about it.
Yeah. But in the meantime, do you want to talk about some Mandalorian?
Yeah. Do you think we should?
Yeah, I guess we're
expecting
it. Yeah. It is called the Two Men in a Delorean podcast. It is supposed to be a pun.
Well, it's called Two Men in a Delorean.
Yeah. Because we're filming this podcast in a DeLorean.
Yeah, the podcast is implied.
No.
So, Brandon Marshall's
first game enough about Brandon Marshall.
2007 season.
Oh, God.
He was targeted 8 times.
Joshua, you got to get him quick or they're going to stop listening.
5 receptions and 52 yards, 1 touchdown. He was really good in fantasy, though. I remember back in the day. He was really consistent.
Amazing, yes. Hello, everyone.
Amazing, yes.
I'm Rob. This buffoon I'm with is Josh. And we are Two Men in a DeLorean. And today, we're going to talk about Mandalorian Season 1. Season 2. I'm already messing up. So you threw me off with your football
He had 14 touchdowns in 2015.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's pretty good.
Anyway. The Marshal. Joshua, what were your thoughts about the pilot episode of this new season?
Was it about... I don't think it was about him piloting a ship primarily, was it?
He did fly at some point.
He did.
He also did some speeder riding.
Yeah, they piloted the speeders.
And a bantha.
Yeah, it's true.
Some people might say flying a jetpack is piloting.
I would agree with that. Those people.
They fly now. They fly now.
I don't get it.
Oh damn! You're not a real star. Have you even seen Rise of Skywalker?
Unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then you would have got it.
Every real Star Wars fan just like puked in their homemade helmet.
Exactly. No. This podcast is gonna be the podcast where Joshua, says dumb things about Star Wars.
What do you
and says
mean?
He doesn't get it, and I try to explain it to him.
I know more about Star Wars than you do.
Have you seen Clone Wars?
No.
Then
I know everything.
50% of the canon gone right there.
But I know everything. Anyways, we're getting off track.
And who Asajj Ventress is?
I do.
Oh, yeah, you've seen the home movie.
We're 3 minutes in, and we haven't spoken about it.
Yeah.
First episode, pretty good.
Yeah. I really liked it.
I said to you that it's basically like an A-Team episode for Star Wars nerds, where like he comes into this town and has the town band together and like build a machine to stop like a outside force and whatnot.
Yeah, it's very Soldier of Fortune, like very reminiscent of, I think, episode 4 of last season.
Yeah.
Where he goes to the Krillfish town and they fight the ATS team, which is actually one of my favorite episodes of the previous season. I feel like this one definitely had big shoes to fill after coming a year after the show, and this show being the culture phenomenon that it was.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's
when the best car gets a bit pinchy, just wear some Under Armour, loosens it up.
This podcast is brought to you by Under Armour.
Not sponsored, but just brought to you by.
Sponsored by.
Are we getting money for this? Am I getting paid?
They paid me.
Yeah.
On the side.
Am I getting any of that?
No, and also I'm replacing you as co-host with Johnny Under Armour. He's the
mascot,
the CEO's son.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, that makes sense.
Yeah,
CEO's son. Anyway, as we said, of course, Danny Codre from The Office, Timothy Oliphant. He comes in as the character Cobb Vanth, which some people might recognize from the Star Wars Aftermath book series. He, of course, acquires the armor through there. And it's
cool. So they actually kept to some of the canon.
Yeah, and he does exactly what is here. He goes and protects this small town as their kind of policing force. And I feel like that's actually, it's really fun for the Star Wars fans, because this show has always been one that caters to newer Star Wars fans, but I feel like this season we're definitely going to see more of the lore and hidden stuff. And it's fun to see the payoff to a character some people thought never would, see the light of the day. Actually, come in such a big prevalent show, especially in the first episode.
Yeah. I got a bit of a Wild West feel to it too, which is interesting.
Definitely.
It was cool how even the themes or the feels of those genres are in like a show such as like a Star Wars show, right? Yeah, it's really cool. I like their bromance, just guys being guys, two dudes in armor being dudes in armor.
Yeah.
And we got a glimpse at the end. Spoilers. Oh, should we mention? We probably should have mentioned that off the top, but yeah, there's spoilers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because we spoil everything. We don't care.
Yeah, literally. I remember our first episode when we're like, okay, we're doing a no spoilers Rise of Skywalker.
And then I just like spoiled everything.
Literally 2 seconds in, you did it, and then like
it's like Kylo and Rey kiss my brain. Why? They're siblings, technically. They're cousins.
No, get out of here. Reylo is
they're cousins.
Endgame. It doesn't matter. Midichlorians.
Palpatine influenced the midichlorians inside of Padme's stomach to create Anakin. He's the father.
It doesn't matter because they're cute and we love them. Anyways, yeah. Then you like we remembered 5 minutes later after we spoiled it. They were like, oh, LMAO.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, at the end of this episode, it's revealed that Boba Fett actually does come back.
Yeah, and he kind of looks like the the dude from I Am Number 4 in the movie Beast after he becomes a beast. It's like a modern day adaptation of Beauty and the Beast. I'll show you a picture.
Okay, pull this up. I'll post this on the Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, hey.
Yeah, go for it.
We got Instagram now, Rob Castians. Wait, we're not like on the Rob Castians anymore.
We can still call them that. I feel like we're not married to this name anyways, and we might just have it for this run of episodes.
Show, and then afterwards, just like rebrand to Naked Boys.
Yes.
Maybe
please,
no.
Please.
For those who first-time listeners, just
please.
This will make no sense to you if you made it this far and made it by the football rant that Joshua did. Anyway,
he was really good in fantasy. I swear, Brandon Marshall, man.
Anyway, I do believe this. I actually really like your comparison to Cowboys and Indians because it definitely feels a lot like that way.
To Cowboys and Indians.
No, the episode,
the Western genre.
Okay, the Western episode, because this episode is actually very reminiscent of kind of the Cowboys and Indians dispute with the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah,
because because they're of course
beastly. See, that guy kind of looks like Boba Fett.
Yeah, kind of. He does have some scarring on his face.
Alex Pettyfer. And Vanessa Hudgens is in it too. She has bangs.
Damn.
This is back in 2011. Anyways, continue.
Anyway, because basically in Star Wars media so far, Tusken Raiders has always been kind of shown as this kind of brutal animal force.
Sand people, right?
No, not sand people.
What do you mean not sand people?
Joshua, have some respect, you know? They're caring. Are you like?
Oh, Anakin, is that like a
just wanting to like
cultural slur or something?
Probably. Don't call them sand people. They're Tusken. You shouldn't even call them Tusken Raiders. They're just Tuskens. Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely something.
They're still trying to heal. They're still trying to heal from the scarring things that happened 40 years prior to this episode, when a teenage Jedi walked up to their village and started murdering everyone there. The men and the children and the women too, just all of them, just slain down. They're still recovering from that.
I'm sure.
Some of the survivors still had PTSD of that day.
Mm-hmm.
They call it Judgment Day.
Young Johnny Tusken still remembers when his uncle was brutally slashed into.
And of course, Johnny Tusken met his bitter end in this episode at the hand of the Crate Dragon.
Yeah, this dude's got eaten a lot.
I know. Yeah, like I feel like the ratio between Tusken's Raiders getting killed and regular humans with faces getting killed was a lot less. I think we saw like half the Tusken Raiders get killed, and then we saw like I think 3 humans bite the dust to like, Crate Dragon vomit.
Yeah, that was so. Yeah, what do you think of? Were you talking about something before we went on this tangent? You were talking about something.
I was, but
mostly about the West genre.
Yeah, basically, like it's very reminiscent of like the Western drama. It's very reminiscent of a lot of things. That's what I like. The genre, like the show's very
reminiscent of your first kiss.
the Mandalorian does pull resources from a lot of other places, such as Jaws. I'll get more into that afterwards. Yeah, I definitely feel like the Western fits very well to these kind of episodes of the cowboy going into town, or like Mad Max 2.
Yeah,
like him coming in and him.
Sure.
Fixing the day using his magical Mandalorian powers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was apparently the longest episode so far. Interesting. Continuing along those lines. Speaking of long, the monster thingy.
Yeah, the Crate Dragon.
Crate Dragon, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Is it really a dragon? It looks more just like a snake.
It's a dragon. Yeah. Sand worm, I'd call it.
Wow, Josh, that's another racial slur. Let me just Google dragon definition, and we'll see, and we'll give the Robcast verdict.
I'll vent for a bit. So yeah, it was kind of a cool thing. I was wondering how they kill it. I mean, bombs is the obvious solution, in which they did. That's a Dagon, by the way, in which they did. Spelling's not a strong suit here at the Robcast podcast. But yeah, no, it was fine. I wasn't blown away by this episode. It was a solid episode. It wasn't crazy good, and that's the kind of my playing on my concerns, nothing is really accomplished this episode except for him getting the Boba Fett armor.
Yeah.
And who knows, if Boba Fett plays a later role later, then you have a bit of the payoff there, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I definitely feel like in hindsight, like I was like blown away. It's like, oh my god, it's the dude from, Thing. But I really like it's Boba Fett, and it's like even like the armor of it. Like I feel like it was retreading on some of the ground as we said before of like Mando fights the monster, and also like, hey, Mandalorian's helping this kind of people gain back their town, and I feel like they just did it better in the first season. Like episode 4 is one of my favorite episodes because it makes the ATSD seem so scary and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it played a lot with, as I said before, Jaws, because they did show the monster and they used explosives and made him eat it to kind of defeat it. It's all this parallels with like the guy dropping the bomb and saying it's explosive, and tying the knots. Like it very well kind of reflected Jaws in that sense, invertedly or inadvertently. But I just feel like I much more enjoyed the fight with when you fought the Mudhorn in episode 2. Because you can see more of his struggle. In this episode, it's just like, okay, yep, you face the Scoons, you go fight it, they'll kill a few of you guys as we sit back and eating our popcorn, and then
honestly,
us two will go in and I'll get eaten.
Like even though it did kill a lot of people, I would agree. Like they did really well in building up that ASTCCW as like that really menacing type of thing where you didn't really get it in this episode. But again, not to like rag on it too much because it was a pretty.
I enjoyed this.
It was a tight episode. Yeah, I mean, you watched it like 17 times.
In preparation. Yeah, I woke up at 1 a.m. and I just been watching it ever since. I'm watching it right now, so we do the podcast.
Yeah. Speaking of Baby Yoda,
this is time for our famous segment. What cute things did Baby Yoda do this week? Make that into a drop someday.
Yeah. What cute things did Baby Yoda do this week? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
And cut. Sweet, we got a new drop.
But yeah, no, he peeked out of things.
Yeah, I feel like Baby Yoda was like, I think this season it's going to be very, like, his role is going to be kind of toned down a bit. And I think it's more going to be like Mandalorian assessing the Mandalorian culture. Because that's what's set up. They're setting up like, this guy just found the Mandalorian armor, and Mandalorian was kind of distraught about this. But I definitely feel like over the season, because especially when he meets Bo-Katan and Sabine Wren, those aren't Mandalorians who wear their helmet all the time. Clone Wars is famous for like going against this and have Mandalorians constantly have their helmets off, because that's just a different type of Mandalorian.
Right.
And I feel like he's going to learn kind of Mandalorians are more defined by their actions rather than them wearing the helmet all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Pedro Pascal has said he wants to take the helmet off to get more FaceTime, so maybe that's how they're going to do that. Anyway, what do you think Baby Yoda do? Like we said, he hid behind some pots
and in some things,
and like a Western spit thingy.
Yeah. Ew, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Ew.
It's like in the old Western movies, like he's spitting it.
He peeked from around door frames.
Yeah, he peeked from around door frames. He sat in his little egg thing.
Mm-hmm. Witnessed horrific violence.
Yeah, and he's like laughing the entire time.
He seems kind of shocked, to be honest.
I know, that's a good old Baby Yoda we know.
Interesting. Yeah, no, he was super cute.
He has a new storage method for Baby Yoda. He has like a little book bag.
Does he?
He just slings around,
I saw that, right.
And he just like is in there.
Okay, time for a second bit of today. References to the rest of the Star Wars universe
that everyone hates.
And everyone hates? Was there anything really in this episode, like references to the larger Star Wars world?
There was a lot.
Really? Oh, enlightened. I mean, there's the graffiti at the beginning where C-3PO's face was.
Yeah, there's a few, like, there's Darth Maul's Grievous, but, like, I wouldn't... Like,
oh, was that graffiti?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like, there's, like, a lot of faint things, but, like, honestly, go watch a 100 Easter egg video about that. Because I'm not going to look through...
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend an hour long looking through. It's like, is that a Stormtrooper? Yeah, I could probably say it's a Stormtrooper. I don't really know. Is that Darth Vader? But he's white. I don't know. Like,
if you're crunching, I'm chewing. I'm eating pumpkin seeds during the podcast.
Yeah, so. Wait, why are you doing that? Stop eating pumpkin seeds.
It's spooky season.
You're right next to the mic.
I'm just eating it right in the mic.
Yes.
They're really good.
I'm making you re-record this.
Roasted pumpkin seeds.
If I can hear you, I'm making you re-record this.
You probably can. I just wanted
you probably can.
Just in case they heard. Listeners.
No. God, this is off the rails already.
The one time of the day I can't eat, but these are really good.
You were watching a movie 2 seconds ago. Couldn't you eat your pumpkin seeds then? You took them out as soon as I set up the mic and got ready.
I was eating my pretzel chips and hummus during the movie.
Oh, God. You're just always eating.
My metabolism is like my butt, out of control.
Okay, yeah, this podcast is out of control.
So, references to the wider universe.
that take you out of the episode. Good old things. Personally, the character of Amy Sedaris.
Pelimoto?
Yeah, Pelimoto. I feel like she of course returns over the she was the person who ran the hangar
At Tatooine? Mos Eisley?
Mos Eisley.
Nice.
So basically she returns, and I really did not like her this episode.
No?
Her defining character trait of last season of you gotta pay for everything. I'm an awful person.
Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then she had like the redemption of, hey, I kinda like this baby, but like I'm still gonna make you pay for everything.
Yeah.
In this episode, she's just like, oh, hey, it's my best friend Mando and his baby. Yeah, you can have, droids, fix up the ship, you know? But it's for my good, you want that speeder? I'll get you that speeder. Even though technically Mando paid for the speeder, but still. I don't know.
Thank the Force.
Oh my god, it's annoying me. See, it's stuff like that. They just throw it in. Because some references, like the pod racer that, Danny Cordray rides and like Timothy Olyphant rides later in the episode is like cool because it's like, okay, that's some expanding universe stuff. It's like it's pod racing. It's honestly been modified to be a speeder bike. It's awesome. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, but someone just yells, "Thank the Force."
Well,
some Last Jedi rants right here.
This Rolling Stone review of the first episode says,
when they put these things out fast.
When Peli lays eyes on Baby Yoda again, she says, "Thank the Force," which is an interesting name check, given that most of the characters we've met so far seem unaware of the Force or the Jedi.
Exactly.
Were ever hugely important parts of this galaxy. Excuse me. The way she says it, though, suggests she may not know anything about Jedi magic, but rather thinks of it in a more nebulous terms. Perhaps as a phrase passed down from her parents.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, on Han in A New Hope was like he knew about the Force mystically, but he's like, "Hey, kid, I don't believe in any of that, wizard hoopy-doop magic crap. I just believe in this blaster rifle,
Solid.
That's
a decent Han Solo impression.
I think I'm like too Italian or something.
It's me, Han Solo.
I got the pizza for Chewbacca.
Good God. We're Italian, so we can joke about that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you joke about a lot of accents, Joshua.
I think you bloody having a laugh. You think I do some accents on this podcast? That was not good.
No, well, they're never good.
Shut up. Okay, so I suppose let's wrap up our review with kind of our predictions for next episode or theories or stuff that we hope to see going forward.
Yeah, as I said, I believe this season's going to be focusing on the question, what it truly is a Mandalorian.
Interesting. And that does make sense given that he's trying to search out members of of his race to find where Baby Yoda's supposed to go. But yeah, continue.
Exactly. I do really hope we see more of the other Mandalorian creeds because he said that he's going to, if he can find a connection to a Mandalorian, he can find a creed, and then from there he can find the other creeds and hopefully.
What does that mean?
Reach the Jedi. The creeds, like, I'm probably using the wrong terms here, but the creeds were like the little pockets of Mandalorians.
Like, okay, different clans, I guess?
Yeah, different clans. So if he can find a way to connect through them, hopefully we're going to see some more Death Watch, which was his original clan and was featured prevalently in Clone Wars as kind of the, terrorists turned heroes of the Mandalorian culture towards the Darth Maul Mandalorians, who of course sided with Darth Maul over the political debates when Darth Maul murdered the ruler of the Mandalorian kind, Obi-Wan's girlfriend.
Cool.
Clone Wars is awesome.
That sounds pretty fun.
It's really cool and very emotional. Made me cry. It's the one moment, like, I feel like if I would ever cry during a Star Wars thing, it would be during that.
Yeah, I've only I only cry like after movies that remind me of my first kiss.
This episode is actually really fun. I also like the part where Mando hits Danny Quadray's jetpack.
Oh yeah,
and like he flew off, very Han Solo style, and in Star Wars Episode 6, where he just hits the jetpack and he's like, "Whoa,
Boba Fett, where?"
And, like that. Honestly, that's Dave Filoni understands Star Wars because that is classic Star Wars. Boba Fett getting hit and then just flying off completely useless. That's my Star. That's the Star Wars I grew up with. You know, just Boba Fett flying amok.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely feel like the
Star Wars I grew up with, the 16-year-old person.
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely feel like the inclusion of the original Boba Fett actor Tamara Morrison. I will mispronounce his name. I think that's actually really interesting. We did see him last season. He, of course, captured the bounty hunter in Episode 5, the original Episode 7 Tatooine.
Really?
And people have been wondering
Wait, did we see him?
We saw
Boba Fett?
No, we saw him.
The actor?
No, not the actor, but it's alluded to be him because in the end of the episode.
Oh, and he played Jango Fett, not Boba Fett.
Yeah, well, he's playing Boba Fett now.
Yeah.
Or it could be Captain Rex or some other clone, but it's not some other clone. Yeah, so having inclusion of him will be quite fun. I feel like he's going to be like a nice through line. And because he hates Jedi, because Mace Windu decapitated his dad, I feel like he's going to be like, as soon as he sees Baby Yoda, he's going to go for the head.
Interesting. Very true.
Yeah. His big, out of proportion, centered head. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I do feel like he's going to be like a nice kind of line. How do you think he escaped? Give me your hot tip, because there's a little tip in the episode alluding to that.
Oh, the Sarlacc pit. Oh, like maybe the dragon ate the Sarlacc thing?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing they're going on. But I don't think that's true because...
Oh, yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. Yeah. Like little kiss in the cheek.
I don't think that's true because they're saying that's the Tusken Raiders, or Tuskens, because sand people are people too, have been... We need to get that on a t-shirt. Sand people are people too. That'll be a good t-shirt idea. Broadcast merch.
Why not?
Tell us if you want it. I feel like that's...
2 Men in Delorean merch. Sorry.
2 Men in Delorean merch. Oh, God, I have to get used to that. Anyway, feel like it'd be really... I feel like because they said they've been watching the Mythosaur and studying their patterns for, generations, that he's been living there for a while. And I feel like that's kind of an old Sarlacc pit.
Mm-hmm.
And that the Krayt Dragon ate hundreds of years ago and been inhabiting there ever since.
Right.
And Legends and Expanded Universe, most of the time... So it's different in like a ton of incarnations because he gets on ton of different ways. Sometimes the Sarlacc pit has like a mental bond with like the first person he eats. And then
the hell?
And then like Boba Fett telepathically communes with the Sarlacc pit and is able to get out that way.
Interesting.
And other ways he's just like, I'm not gonna have any of this. He just flies out.
So basically what you're saying is that there's a million different ways based on the expanded universe or lore that they can devise his escape.
Exactly. And honestly, I don't think they should say. I think they alluded to it a bit. I think they should just leave it a mystery. That's the strength of Boba Fett, what we don't show. Because he doesn't seem to have like the best equipment. He has the Tusken Raider rifles.
Right. And
like the little toothbrush thing at the end of the spear thing. They do brush the teeth of a bantha, the Tusken Raiders, and I feel like that's a really funny moment.
Yeah. I
also really like that Mando's kind of, clinging to the Tusken Raiders and like how he is able to communicate with them. And as I said before, it's a nice clear line showing the behind the scenes kind of culture of this race who we've seen as animals.
Yeah, it was cool. Like the Tusken Raiders, like they look cool too, right?
Yeah, they're such a fun design. It's like a Band-Aid brushed head and then they're like leather mouths. It's great.
Sure. Mine's like you said, it reminds me of the good old days of Star Wars. In the Jawas too, we saw the big
of course,
tank thing with Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, trading some armor. Oh, I forgot to mention. At the end of the episode, they find a ball of sorts in the Krayt Dragon, and apparently, according to the universe, this is called a Krayt Dragon Pearl. And basically, this is formed in the Krayt Dragon stomach when they eat Kyber crystals.
Oh, cool.
Basically, they eat a rock with Kyber crystals, and their stomach acids, which, as we saw in the episode, are acid-like.
Yeah.
They digest it and kind of form into a ball, and these are extremely rare. And basically, in Expanded Universe, Boba Fett does kill a Krayt Dragon and uses that ball to forge his own lightsaber, in which he has to duel with Darth Vader.
Boba Fett does this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But that was way from canon when Disney took over. So,
right. And
they like every good thing. At least the Clone Wars is still canon, right?
Disney used to make dreams come true. Now they just kill dreams.
Exactly.
Sad.
Yeah. Although it does mean Cobb Vanth is in canon again. So that's great. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Because, sorry, I was going to say, The Mandalorian, this is set like a few years after Return of the Jedi,
7 years afterwards.
Okay. So, like, it hasn't been super long since Boba Fett got Sarlacced, right? It's been like what, 10 years maybe?
It's been 7.
Yeah, so New Hope and like Return of the Jedi happened in a year.
No. 7 after Revenge.
Oh, wait, Return of the Jedi, he got Sarlacced.
Yes, he got Sarlacced in Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
He appeared in Empire.
Right.
Got Sarlacced in Episode 6.
Yes. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so it's feasible that he's back in action.
Exactly.
Kissing girls and taking names.
What we need is just like a giant, wall
murder
covered
board
in like pins and red yarn, trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
How did he get out, guys?
Yeah.
Expanding like telepathic Sarlacc pit? Who knows?
But yeah, it was first episode, so I mean, it's pretty understandable that we weren't given too much, right?
Exactly.
Just introduced back into it. We reminded what the directive is. Timothy Olyphant, Boba Fett's back. He's gonna be like Mandalorian's like nephew or something, or Mandalorian will be his nephew, and they'll have like a family reunion.
Yeah, because as we know, there's like 200 people in the Star Wars universe. Because like R5 comes back.
Only 200?
Yeah, because R5, the astromech droid from A New Hope that Luke almost buys.
Oh yeah, that was
as
the
that motivator.
Yeah,
He comes back
as
and,
what? As the thing in hangar, Pelimato's hangar.
Yeah, and Pelimato's, and basically, there's actually like a really fun fan theory that like he's the unsung hero of the entire Star Wars
True
trilogy, because basically he knew the importance of R2D2 because he had a conversation with him on the actual Sandcrawler.
Yeah.
So he intentionally committed suicide.
Are you serious?
He intentionally blew his motivator so that R2D2 could get out of the Jawa's hands into Luke.
For friendship. That's actually pretty funny. I never thought of that.
Yeah. So him and the gunner at the seat of the Star Destroyer
and the architect of the Death Star.
Yeah, just all these unsung heroes, guys. No, but yeah, this episode was awesome. I really can't wait to see what comes next. Anything you want to add before we end this off?
Good episode. Excited for next week. We'll be back next week with another 2 Men in a DeLorean breakdown. Mm-hmm. Until then, when you're alone at night.
No, we're not doing this. No, we're not.
And you're looking for
if we do it again, it'll become a running bit, and then we have to do it every week, and then in 5 years, people are going to ask us to.
Men.
No.